Good afternoon. We're going to take a look through some of these problems that have been giving us difficulties this week. I'm going to point out that this is nothing new, and this is not a matter of we do not have the knowledge, we do not have the experience. We've done these in the past already. We need to focus and think about what we've done. Tangent, this is a lot, we come down to the unit circle as well. If you do not know the unit circle, if you are going back to the circle this week, you're hurting yourself and you're making things worse. Step aside from the circle. Visualize it in your head what each piece means. Here, this one is from Monday. We had a lot of issues. What we did was took tangent and we divided both sides by 2 and got root 3 over 2 and said no solution. No solution is incorrect because the range of tangent is all real numbers. This is a real number, so there is some solution to it. But that's not the issue. The issue is that we violated the order of operations for this one. We know very well that square root of 2x equals 3. The first thing we would do is the outermost piece. We would definitely not divide by 2. We would square both sides, getting 2x equals 3, and then we would divide by 2. We work from the outermost piece towards the inside. The same exact thing is done with tangent. That is outside, that is inside. So here we've got tangent of 2x equals root 3. We'll forget about inside the parentheses for a moment. We have tangent of some angle equals the square root of 3. That we know. Well, tangent is slope. Square root of 3 is greater than 1. It is not vertical because that tangent is undefined, but we have the one angle that is greater than a slope of 1. It's going to be pi over 3. So whatever's on the inside needs to be pi over 3. It just happens that it is not x. It is not just theta. It's not just one value. It is 2x. Well, the inside has to equal pi over 3. So we will set the inside equal to pi over 3. Now the period for tangent, we recall, is pi x, not 2 pi, pi k. Gets us the additions for the period. It is not 2 pi. Be careful with that. We made a lot of mistakes with that from what we submitted on Monday. So 2x equals this. Well, now we can deal with the 2. Order of operations, that 2 is the outermost piece. We will divide both sides by 2. We'll have x equals, divide by 2, we have pi over 6. Divide by 2, well, pi divided by 2 is pi over 2. And there we have it. There's the first one. Let's take a more complicated example from today. Yikes! There's all this stuff around here. There's the theta. There's other stuff in. Let's forget about that. Well, it's tangent of something. We'll take care of the tangent. Oh, there's something on the outside. Get rid of it. We know very well if we have 3/2 x multiplied by x equals negative root 3 over 2, well, we would multiply by the reciprocal and clear this out. We will do the same thing. This is solving an equation. We're going to clear the outermost piece first. I will multiply both sides by the reciprocal. That's going to leave us with tangent of 2 theta plus 3 pi over 4. Multiply by the reciprocal. We have negative root 3 over 3. That's one on the circle. Now negative root 3 over 3, that is, excusing the negative, that is less than 1. So our slope is less than 1. There is one angle that is less than pi over 4, less than 45 degrees. That is not 0, not horizontal. That's going to be pi over 6. It just happens to be negative, so we need the angles where tangent is negative. That's quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4. Quadrant 2, that is 5 pi over 6 then. So we have tangent of something equals negative root 3 over 3. That something has to be 5 pi over 6. We've done this back to that group take-home or the partner take-home quiz that we did. We did this back in October. We've done this before. Solving equations, work from the outside in. So whatever tangent of 5 pi over 6, that something has to be 5 pi over 6. So we will set that equal. 2 theta plus 3 pi over 4 equals 5 pi over 6 plus pi k. Pi is the period for tangent. Solving now, so working from the outside in. Outermost piece is this plus 3 pi over 4. Well, we will subtract that to both sides. Now, in order to do that, we need a common denominator. The least common denominator, the least common multiple between 4 and 6 is 12. I am going to rewrite this as 2 theta plus 9 pi over 12. That's going to equal 10 pi over 12 plus pi k. Now I can combine those two. How I got there, I notice what times 4 gets us 12? Well, that happens to be 3. So I'm going to multiply by 3 over 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 6 times what gets us 12? Well, it's 2. 5 pi times 2 gets us 10 pi. I have unreduced the fractions. So now we'll subtract that. We have 2 theta equals 10 pi over 12 minus 9 pi over 12 is going to be pi over 12 plus pi k. Notice that I did not also combine that with this because this is subtraction. We've got 2 theta equals pi over 12 plus pi k. Denominators stay the same when we add or subtract. Now we've got 2 theta. That's multiplication. I will divide to both sides. We have theta equals 1/12 divided by 2 gets us pi over 24. Plus divide, division gets distributed to every part. Pi divided by 2. Okay. There we go. You need to know the unit circle. Much of what we've done this week, you've got it behind you already.